Oh, hi, Lisa.
Hi, Ruth.
Hello.
How are you?
Good. Getting some fresh air today in the
I know,
garden.
you're out in the garden. That's lovely.
Yeah. How are you? How's your day been?
Good. Slow-ish, slow start this morning, but I got stuff done. I have done some stuff. I didn't realize today was going to be just as lovely, so I kind of chose today to be a day where I would clean the house.
Ah, no.
So I was okay. I just got into my cleaning mode and got didn't go nuts, just got a few bits done and have been in and out, in and out.
It looks like you've been enjoying some sunshine.
I did. I think that was yesterday and the day before. Hector and I did homeschooling until lunchtime, and then we sat
Ah,
in the garden.
lovely. That's
Yeah,
been gorgeous, hasn't it?
yes,
I can't believe how quickly these Fridays come round.
yeah, I
I'm
know.
here again
Yeah, is this? Well, this is certainly. Is this week 7?
of lockdown.
Yeah,
Yeah, that's what we were working out before. I think it is. Yeah. I think so. Yeah.
yeah. And when you think back, to that very first one we did, and I think it was live.
It was. It was down at the
Yeah,
at East Rocks. Yeah.
yeah. That feels like, for me, it feels like a lifetime ago.
Do you know we were sat there in our woolly hats, weren't we?
That's right. And it was a lovely day, though. I do remember it being a sunny day, but it must
Ah.
be quite cold.
Yeah, yeah. I know that does feel like a long time ago, and I'm looking forward to doing that again down there.
Definitely, definitely, definitely. Nice change of scene.
Yeah.
But I have to say, having had this weather at this time has been a godsend, because I guess it would be a very different story.
Oh, yeah, absolutely. Yeah.
Well, and so if the weather had been maybe a typical April,
Uh-huh.
so
Yeah.
very
So
grateful for that.
today we are going to chat about well, the theme of it is holding on and letting go. That's the title of it. And we're just the two of us. Last week we spoke to Suzanne Lang from Body Needs, and today we're back to the two of us. And we get together every week, don't we, just to chew the fat.
Yeah, basically.
We usually have a topic and we kind of go where we want to go on the day. So bear with us. I'm Reith Coates. I'm a counsellor and psychotherapist based in East Lothian.
And I'm Lisa Johnson, and I am a coach at Go Train East Rocks, and also owner of Superbeing.
And today, yeah, holding on and letting go in the context of where we are right now in the world in this period of time. So thinking about these last 7 weeks, as we said, and what's been different, but maybe what's kind of surprised us about the things that we've enjoyed. What do we want to hold on to? And also thinking about moving back into the world or into our lives, as however they'll be. What do we want to let go of about that old life, I suppose, moving into this new life, however it looks. Yeah.
It's fascinating, isn't it? Because it's a bit like Charles Dickens, The Tale of Two Cities. It's a bit
I don't think I've read that one.
the best of times and the worst of times.
Yeah, that's so true. Yeah.
Yeah, it's a bit like that. And I think there's so much knowledge around this experience, I think, that we have had. And it's just been a global phenomenon. It's amazing to think that everyone around the world has experienced potentially a similar thought pattern, or mixture of similar experiences. And I just think that in terms of our humanness, that is amazing.
Yeah, I mean, it is for us all to, there's that metaphor I've seen flying around about, was it, we're all in the same, we're all in the same storm, but we're not on the same ship.
Boat.
Yeah, that's right. I do like that one. It does put it into context, doesn't it? About, we've all got different circumstances, but I think the thing for me that kind of, we're certainly all adapting. We certainly all have had to make changes, and we hopefully have found some creative adaptations to that, and welcomed in some things that we maybe have wanted to do for some time, or have been surprised by some ways that we're living just now. And for me, that's been like a religious daily practice of getting outdoors again. it's about where we live, isn't it? But it's funny because for a while at the start of the year, one of my kind of plans for the year was to move every day, to move for even if it's just half an hour outside every day. I didn't manage it between January and March, but I've managed it during this lockdown period. Yeah.
Why do you think that has been, essentially?
For my sanity.
Yeah, so, but how do you think you've managed it in this period and you didn't manage it before?
Well, I think, prioritizing it, probably, because I've needed to, really tuned into that need to. I needed to before, but I've known that if I get that time every day, and it could just be, it could be a workout, it could be a run, or it could just be being in the garden, or, it could be any number of things. But as long as I do that and I move, I feel like I can cope with things better.
Yeah. I like that. I like the fact that this period as well has created more time for a lot of us. And I know that some of us, whenever we're faced with more time, it can maybe sometimes have a negative impact, because having all the time on our hands can maybe sometimes, I suppose what can happen there is that in that space we get a bit fearful of what's away over there in the future. And also that feeling of, I think we did touch on this a wee bit before, but it's just that feeling of striving, that if we're not striving and working
busy,
busy and hard, and life is stressful, then we're not succeeding. And look at you've just said that in this time, now that you're able to have maybe a clearer idea, because you have had the time to dip into your own humanness, your own very essential nature, which is to move more. And you made it happen.
And so that's definitely something I want to keep. And it is about tuning in, Lisa, I think, about kind of really trying to tune into supporting ourselves, I think, at this time. And we've spoken about this before, what can help us, and hopefully, many of us have been able to get what we need. Get more of what we need. When we can't get the usual stuff, the usual social contact in the way that we'd like it, what can we get? So that's what a biggie for me. How about for you?
I think for me, and it keeps coming back, but even my husband said to me yesterday, he said, I don't know. So my thing is, I'm loving the slowing down of my pace. I feel I've come down a few gears. And Neil sort of said to me yesterday, he said, well, I'm not quite sure that you were going in a faster gear or how was your life that stressful before? So, I had to think about that. I just feel what has changed for me is that I'm not running around from pillar to post. Whether it's true, in the sense of trueness, or I maybe wasn't managing my time very well. I just feel that I have settled into this. Whereas at the beginning, I must be honest, at the beginning, when we kind of went from, we're going to have to, kids were still at school, and we were kind of getting the notifications that things were going to change, things were going to, ramp up, and kids potentially were going to have to leave school. And then it happened. And all of a sudden, I think, well, I was certainly thrown into a circumstance that I wasn't used to, it was a situation, a home life situation that I wasn't used to, that I wasn't familiar with, all of the little personalities, everybody together so much and so regularly. I find it quite difficult initially, but I have to be honest that things seem to have settled a lot. I am much more relaxed in myself. Today I dropped my beautiful perfume. Now, I have to say that I don't know for sure how I would have reacted, but I am pretty sure that Lisa, pre-lockdown Lisa, would have gone into an internal rage. I was so devastated, upset, annoyed with myself, just big stories, rolling. And honestly, it fell on the floor and it smashed at my feet. And I took a deep breath and I thought, okay, damn it. Right. Okay.
Because the stress levels are different. Your internal stress levels are different. Yeah.
So I don't, there's definitely, I am loving that side of me. I'm enjoying almost tapping into just what isn't always going to stress, what isn't always, and I think it's important to say that stress in our lives can be sometimes a good signal because it gets us out of our comfort zone.
It's motivational.
Absolutely. Yeah. So I'm not saying that you should never have any stress, but I'm just saying that in times like these, I would have just beaten myself up for hours about that perfume.
I think that to borrow the word, it's that before all this, actually, the pandemic was stress.
Yeah.
And the health risk was about stress. And that's what I'm really cautious about all of us actually moving back into.
Yeah.
So that's what I'd want. That's what I'd wish for us all. And certainly for myself and my family is how can we reduce the stress around busyness and being in so many places and in one day. And that's, for me, it's like a Thursday is really stressful because there are so many different roles, so many different activities, different things I need to do. My list is endless and it's about kind of different people in different places. And I don't want to go back to that. And what I realized is we have a choice. We have a choice. And that's not just about coming out of lockdown, whenever that happens, but it's actually, we always have a choice. If we stop and reflect, and we've maybe needed a few weeks to stop and reflect, and this has been drastic.
Yeah.
But actually, for me, I'm thinking, what can I take into the future where I actually go, okay, well, I'm stressed. So what can I change? What can I make, like a more simple in my life? I think there are many moments like that for us where we actually do have some agency in making those changes.
Yeah, and maybe now because we've been forced to this place. I think that we now know we can. So sometimes making the choice, I choose to have a less stressful life, again, is sometimes for some people just so far away and not reachable, because trying to give that a shot amidst the busy can sometimes just feel like, no, I can't.
Yeah. And there's maybe this is a different chat. It is. There's always another chat that comes up from our chats, isn't there? But about being addicted to busyness and to that high adrenaline feeling of stress. There's something that for many of us, not just a few of us, for many of us, there's a why stress? Why are we choosing stress? Is it what's it masking? What's it stopping us from feeling? Yeah. So there's a lot in that. There's a book in that I'd like to recommend, but that's maybe another time.
Write it.
No.
Yeah, gosh, yes, I do think so. There's a story, I don't fully remember it wholly, but it's about a tourist, and he's going along a jetty, and he sees the fisherman so this tourist is quite flash, and he meets this fisherman's lying in his wee boat in the sun in the afternoon, and he's just like a fisherman, he's just shabbily dressed, whatever. And he is chats to this fisherman, and he said, why are you not fishing? And he said, oh, I did my fishing in the morning. And he said, oh, well, why are you not fishing some more this afternoon? And getting more fish in, building your business, making more money, and then you could, if you had more fish, you could employ people and they could do some more fishing, and you could get another boat, and then you could do this, and then you could get a factory, and then you could, and then you'd be able to sit down in your boat and just chill out, and and everybody be doing the work for you. He said, that's just what I'm doing. I'm already there.
Yes, I know that. Yeah, I've heard that story before, and it reminds me of something else that's in the Barefoot Sanctuary. There's a quote in there about the ultimate, the goal of all of our work is to be happy at home. I'm paraphrasing, but it's something like that. Yeah. So if it doesn't serve us, then what's that all about? Why are we doing it?
Totally. That's where I think that's where the tricky part is that, having this goal of just, sod it, throwing in the towel and giving up that job that is not working for you, your family, your relationship. That's probably very, very, that's a hard one to get your head around, especially if you are the breadwinner or you're the one
Oh
responsible.
yeah, it's certainly not easy. We're not kind of suggesting these are easy choices. They're just kind of I'm becoming more aware of, actually this is a time when those we can be really active about, because life is going to be different. So
Yes.
how are we going to meet it
Yes.
coming
Yes.
out of this? What can we rearrange?
Yes.
And I was chatting to the kids there on our massive dog walk, and it was my daughter who said, I want to be less busy.
Yeah.
And I say, I really hadn't realised actually she's feeling that stress too, of the busy activities and things.
Yeah.
And I don't want that for her. So yeah, certainly that's uppermost in my mind.
Yes. And I was saying earlier that if my dog could talk, he is in absolute blissland right now.
All these people around him.
Yes. Walks, just company, being, everything's very consistent for him. You know, he's fed at the same time every day.
Yeah, the routines are all there, aren't they?
Yeah.
Yeah, consistent. Yeah.
So I think if he could talk, I think
he's talking now. Oh, Lisa, you're frozen. Left me hanging. Hopefully you'll come back in a minute.
Oh, let's have a wee look.
I can hear you now.
Can you hear me?
Yeah, there you go. You're back.
Hello. Yeah, so Eddie's very happy. But I was thinking that, you know, I think it's our thoughts that are the variable.
Interesting.
Happy. So going back to our wee fisherman, the happiness isn't out there. I think it's here. And I think this time has allowed me anyway to appreciate that a bit more.
So what are you going to let go of?
Well, yeah,
I hope to.
I'd hope to let go of the manicness. I'm hoping to let go of the disorganization I felt beforehand, the chaos, I think I've made a few changes to the things that I love, because we get our food delivered now and we get our milk delivered now, and all these little changes.
Yeah.
I'm loving that. It means I'm less likely to be having to go out and get things. Things don't run out in the same way as they did before. So there isn't that kind of thing where you go, oh God, got to go to the shop now before you even think about making tea. That happens less. So
yeah,
I'm letting go of that, and I'm going to continue keeping this on, even though we might be back to able to be going into Edinburgh, going to any shop we fancy.
Yeah, I really hope the same for us as well as a family, is that we can become, I think we've consumed less, so we've become more thoughtful consumers, maybe more conscious and aware of what when we need to go shopping again and what it is that we need, and again, adapting to what they have or don't have in the shops, you know.
Yeah.
So even down to our food, we have been consuming less and being more aware of what we're wasting. And they were all there before, but they've really been sharpened up now. And I really want to take that back out there into this new world.
Yeah, whatever that looks like.
Yeah.
And things that I'd like to continue, as well as, you know, the food stuff. We've been helping a couple of people out, just helping them with some groceries and things. I'd like to think that it's not that I wasn't thinking of them before and that they didn't cross my mind. But if I'm honest, I probably didn't act on those thoughts. I didn't sort of, the thought came into my head, oh, I wonder how he or she is. And it moved on because something else came in.
Yeah. I see that as well. Yeah. So you've kind of been, you've had to kind of enact those things, the situation we're in. So those kind of feelings that you've always had and those kind thoughts have become actions.
Yeah, which is not oh bully for me. It's just I'm delighted to be helpful or making a difference, or, you know, less selfless, the ability to have the time, because to be honest, I would sit here today and say I don't think I would have had time to nip over to wherever and bring a parcel of food.
Yeah,
Really,
There's something that I've read half of a book called *Sapiens*.
uh-huh.
It's just massive. If anyone's read it, you can let me know how it finishes, because I don't think I will. But anyway, it's really interesting in the early stages, because they talk about how the early stages of humankind, we can only deal with a community of 50. And beyond that, our head just can't manage with it. It's kind of overwhelming. And that's like, well, how are we living? We're living in hundreds and thousands and more than that, you know? And for me, this time has been about living in a small community of 50 or less, you know? Our worlds have become a lot smaller, and that to me is really, it means that we can take actions like that, because we're less, you know, it's less kind of, there's less stuff going on. Our worlds are less multiplied, hopefully. So we can maybe take simple actions to help each other out in community. Actually, that's what I would really like to take.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I think because we're not being as pulled as thinly.
Yeah.
Or spread as thinly, maybe, as we. And interestingly enough, were we before? Or is that just a thought? Or were we, could we be the way we are and still, you know, when work resumes in the way that it was, can we still be and do the things that we have put into place now?
As in the changes that we've made now, can we take them into, oh yeah, I hope so. I mean, some things I'm not, got to be realistic, haven't we? I think some things will go back, but it's like, yeah, exactly what we're talking about is what can we take with us, and what don't we want to go back to?
Yeah, I mean, I've had a couple of conversations with people, and you know, somebody was saying this morning that a friend of theirs has absolutely, resolutely, they're not commuting anymore. That's it. They now know they can do the work they need.
It's possible. And I think that's what companies face as well, actually. You know, I was thinking about people who have applied to work from home in the past, and it's been, you know, rejected by the company, and it's now, oh, look, you are actually working really well from home. And so, you know, I'm interested to see how things like that unfold, actually.
Yeah, totally. It's just great. And you know, things like you know, Neil thinking and his with his business partner, you know, kind of thinking, well, maybe we don't need to pay ludicrous rent for an office.
Yeah, it's really going to change, the landscape, I think. Yeah.
So,
yeah. I think this is one that's going to kind of rumble on for us, isn't it? Because we've heard this conversation around us, we've seen it, social media and stuff, and it's why we just wanted to talk about it today, just to flesh it out a bit for the two of us, and hopefully it's been helpful.
Yeah, and it'd be nice to hear from anyone out there who has felt very strongly about what they are definitely letting go of and definitely want to hold on to. And the holding on to doesn't have to be a new thing, isn't that right? It could be something that you always, you know, was your very essence, and you've always done and want to. But maybe some new things have crept in because of the circumstances, and things that maybe you didn't think that you were capable of, able to do, and you're now doing them, and it's been a really lovely revelation. So that's nice.
And also, I think, just to throw one last thing in at the end, is the what is it that we've not been able to do? Stuff we've really missed, you know. And of course, being able to give you a hug is really top of my list. You know, things like that. I wonder when we can do that. But there's a lot that I know I'm going to value so much more when we come back out of this. Isn't that what, sorry?
Lovely.
Yeah, there's a lot to cherish, I think.
That you now realize how, not that whenever, you know, you would have given somebody a hug or received a hug, you didn't value it there and then, but God knows it will have so much more value.
Yeah. Oh yeah, there'll be a lot of tears. Lovely. Okay.
Nice to see you.
Yeah, you too. And as we always say, do comment and let us know what you think, or what kind of, what your ideas for letting go and holding on might be, and also any suggestions for the future for us to talk about would be great. All right, bye Lisa.
Lovely weekend.
Okay, you too. Bye.
Bye.